Hi, I'm Dr. Patty Barch, and most of you who have been following me know that I'm a former research scientist turned naturopath, and I own and operate Naturally Unbridled Wellness in Onalaska, Wisconsin. So I also taught high school biotechnology and worked as a contractor for the Massachusetts Department of Education to develop the biotechnology curriculum standards and teacher certification test. I have a master's degree in biology and 2 doctorates in natural health. So since all this busyness has been going on, I've been following the science on really both sides of the fence. And there's science that I dismiss on both sides of the fence because I don't feel that it's well validated. But I spent some time today doing a couple things. One, I like to read the adverse event reports because I'm weird that way, because I think it's really fascinating to me how the human body can respond similarly and yet differently to the same toxins. So I get fascinated by that, and I like to read about all the different events that are happening, but I also like to read medical journals and articles relevant to the science of what's going on today. And an article came across my inbox that got my attention, and I was going to share it on Facebook, but a couple things would happen. One is it's going to get tagged, as this video probably will too, because I'll probably say a bad word. But it also, I think the science that's in it isn't going to be that clear to some people. And so I thought, oh, I'll just make a little video and I'll explain the science a little bit. So what the article was about was, can having synthetic mRNA injected into your body actually change your genes, your DNA? And, I've been reading and watching the videos on the manufacturer websites that all say, no, it can't, no, it can't, no, it can't. And I'm like, well, that's interesting. How do you know that it can't? But that was never shown. Like, I never got the information that said how they know that it can't. They just said it can't. They dismissed it. So this article was really interesting. So let me just tell you a little bit about how mRNA works. mRNA means messenger ribonucleic acid. And so what happens is your DNA that's in the nucleus of your cell will go through this coding process, and it will actually spit out little pieces of messenger RNA. And the messenger RNA leaves the nucleus of the cell where the DNA lives, and it goes into the cytoplasm of the cell. And in the cytoplasm of the cell, there are cellular organelles that have different functions. One of those cellular organelles is called the ribosome. And the ribosome's job is to read the code, like the recipe from the mRNA, and then to make the protein that the mRNA codes for. And that is called transcription. So the code gets spit out of the DNA, out of the nucleus into the cytoplasm. In the cytoplasm, it finds its way to the ribosome. The ribosome reads the recipe and produces the protein. And so different messages create different proteins. That's why we have all different types of proteins in the body. So that's called transcription. But there's something called reverse transcription, where the mRNA goes backwards through the process and goes back into the nucleus and gets reincorporated into the DNA sequence. And so I've been hearing over and over and over that, these things cannot alter your DNA. And like I said, you didn't show me how, you didn't show me why. Well, what really got my attention in reading this article today. So regular mRNA is a relatively unstable product, and it tends to disintegrate after a little while in the cytoplasm. And that's, probably where they're basing their thought process. But this is not regular mRNA. This is synthetic mRNA. And one of the things that they had been working on in the labs was how to make this synthetic mRNA to be more stable so it doesn't degrade as quickly in the cell and it sticks around in the body longer. Because it's sticking around in the body longer, it's more likely to go through the reverse transcription process and to end up back in the DNA and then cause mutations. And I know you know that mutations can lead to things like cancer. So this was just really fascinating science that I came across today. And like I said, I wanted to share it, but it's pretty complex. So I wanted to break it down for you into a way that's easy to understand. So I always say, if one of these things could have gone through the approval process in just a matter of months, there was no reason for it to have always taken years before, right? It has taken years to bring these things through the process because it takes that long to decide or to learn about what they do and then to weigh the pros and cons against it. And fast tracking things that go into your body, and once they're in there, you don't know what they do and you don't know how long they stick around. To me, that's a little bit of stay back. So slow your roll, peeps, and just keep on looking for additional information before you make decisions. And don't make decisions based on what could possibly happen. Base them on your reality. Okay? Peace out.